Hey, this is Asbog the Gaming Orc talking to you about 7.1.5 7.2 Affliction PvE specs. I'm here chilling with the succubuses down in the Warlock area, and a few people have died for obvious reasons being down here too long. What I'm trying to talk to you about is the Affliction spec that I sort of play for PvE content. I'm showing you a few clips here of me doing some serious damage. And what this is a no-nonsense DPS, AoE DPS cleave spec. And other specs, maybe Destruction or that, it's not as cleave focused, but with Affliction, you're really cleave focused. And in the new Nighthold dungeon, you're probably going to be in high demand, which is probably a reason maybe why you're also here watching this video, is because there's a lot of AoE fights in the new dungeon apparently. Now, nobody's seen, a few people have seen this dungeon or seen some videos, but it's coming out very soon. And this is the spec I run for PvE. And we can change up a few little things here. And you can, for this first tier, you could run Wrath and Agony or Malefic Grasp. I run Malefic Grasp just because I have this belt, a legendary belt, which adds Unstable Affliction. Right here, the power chord of Lathandrius, whatever power chord here, and it's able to apply Unstable Affliction, so I feel like I can get a little bit more of that. But Wrath and Agony, apparently, when they ran the stuff in the PTF in the test servers, it was still really good. But we have a very good spec, part of our basically it makes us really OP. It's Empowered Life Tap, people. Absolute Corruption was really good, and Contagion is more of a PvP thing, I feel like. But Empowered Life Tap is just super OP. Even for PvP, I feel like it's really good because I life tap all the time. And you're basically using this for Seed of Corruption. Now, Demonic Circle is mostly help you for mobility and getting around. I ran actually with Death Coil, but Demonic Circle is really good for a lot of PvE fights. So it helps you get away from monsters and things like that, or move across the bridge when you're fighting that bird boss in Emerald Nightmare. But Sow of Seeds is where it's at. So Sow of Seeds, I didn't know if it was going to be buffed or nerfed. So it actually does. It shoots out 2 additional seeds. See, 2 additional opponents. I originally thought it was only going to be 2 seeds, but now it's actually 3 seeds. So they nerfed it down 1 seed, but they buffed it basically by like 150%. So it does a lot more spell power damage. And my artifacts, because you can't use your artifact abilities in PvP, I actually run with Seed of Corruption when it explodes. And then I have corruption damage. So I'm mostly, this is an AoE focused guy. So for PvE. And this actually works well. It works okay in like one battleground. I think it's Eye of Storm. When everybody zergs in the middle, you can shoot down to like the side ledges and sow seeds people. And I've seen it be very effective. It does so much damage that nobody can heal through it. So as you can see in the clips here, you know, I'm doing really good damage. I run Demon Skin just because it's really, really good. And then I run Grimoire of Sacrifice because I just want to do more damage. And you know how pets can be; they can be kind of buggy. I've seen people run Grimoire of Supremacy with the Fell Guard. I'm sorry, the Fell. What's his name? The Fell Lord. Where is he at? The Doom Guard. I'm sorry. They run Grimoire of Supremacy with the Doom Guard, and that's okay. But Grimoire of Sacrifice is better, and I think they buffed it, but they did not buff it for Affliction. They only buffed it for Destruction, I believe. Now, I find that I have a lot of shards, if you feel like you're running out of shards, pick up Soul Conduit. You won't run out of shards. You'll have a lot of shards, especially since I have the power core of Lathandrius. You know, I can put on that Unstable Affliction, and it also works with Unstable Affliction, not just with Sow of Seeds. So this is a Sow of Seeds spec. I really don't need to go so much into this video about this spec. This is a very powerful spec though, for PvE, and I have a feeling in the new Nighthold dungeon it'll be very good. Let me know if you have other specs that are do really good damage. This is not really a single target focus spec. You'll maybe do like 250, 350K, depending on your gear. Maybe a little higher if you pick up this Malefic Grasp. That's why I picked it up, because I feel like it's doing more damage on single target. But it's probably just about dead even with Wrath of Agony, or just about the same. And Haunt, I feel like, is a PvP thing. So Malefic Grasp is just pretty good. I think you should stick with that. But you have to empowered life tap. So say I'm going into a mob or a boss, I could empower life tap and see it's at 20 seconds. But I tap again, which I will, and then I'm getting healed just by like the healers in the raid, just like passive abilities. It actually goes up to 25 seconds. And since I'm tapping so frequently, I permanently have this 10% buff. Now I'm also have my, we're going to talk about some macros here. So one really powerful ability that with Agony, so I'll have like, so I'm casting Agony, and you can do Reap Souls, which is cast//cast Reap Souls on pretty much any ability. So I could do it with Corruption, I do it with Unstable Affliction, and I reap all the souls automatically. So I never actually am casting reaps. I never actually have my my artifact talent bound to my thing. It's macroed in. And you would say, well, is that like a negative? And the answer is no, because it automatically works. See, if I have too many souls on the ground, it won't like pick them up anyway. So this is, I was like, man, you just get sick and tired of pressing that button. Well, macro it in, automated, you know, and since I'm an orc, I put in Blood Fury, and then I say use 13 and 14. 13 and 14 are these slots right here. This is just an equip apparently, and then I have a equip, but sometimes they're use. So like you'll get the one where you turn the Valajar, and you know, it might do some more. And then at the very end, I actually cast a spell. So basically, I'm buffing, and then I type in /show tooltip for whatever spell I'm going to use. So in this case, it's Agony. Let's take a look at another one just to kind of show you. For Unstable Affliction, I say show tooltip, Unstable Affliction, cast Blood Fury. So if it's on cooldown, it doesn't matter because it's an instant cast. So as long as it's an instant cast, and Reap Souls is an instant cast, it does not use a global ability, it's an artifact trait. And then, so that's why it can be macroed in there, and I use 13 and 14. And these aren't even usable items, so they're, I guess, apparently used, like they just use as is. And then I put cast Unstable Affliction there. So I see the tooltip, and then I see I bound it, I take it, and I just drag it down to my little taskbar there, and it says use Unstable Affliction. It actually shows me the tooltip. It's actually a macro. I'll show you one last one just to kind of drill it home. Same with Seed of Corruption, show tooltip Seed of Corruption. I had the spaces in there. Blood Fury, cast Reap Souls, 13, 14, Seed of Corruption. So I'm like constantly making sure I have Reap Souls up. So like with the Empowered Life Tap, I'm also have Reap Souls, so all this stuff starts to synergize real well. People are probably saying like, well, why didn't you pick up this soul? You can't pick up Soul Harvest because you have Sow of Seeds. So you can't really, and so since Sow of Seeds it does so much damage, you want to keep it. One last macro I'll show you, since some of you might have the ring from Karazhan. So I actually do have Reap Souls just in case I do want to buff myself. But see, I have actually used 11, 12, which is here and here. So my ring, for instance, here on it has a use. So use, I point my ring at you and I blow you up. So this is fantastic, you know, and you can use this in world PvP, and it's just awesome to have a ring that I just point at someone, it deals shadow damage to them. And that's how I use it. I actually just hit the 6 key here when I'm playing Affliction. So this is pretty cool. Hopefully this helps you out with some macros. One other macro you might want to use, a general macro here for the Demonic Circle. So if I actually spec into Demonic Circle, I'll show you how it works real quick. So I'm going to spec into Demonic Circle, which I am, but I'm going to drag it to my bar because I have Cripple there right now. You don't need that there. So I'm going to cast it, and I can just get rid of it real quick. And you're like, how am I getting rid of it real quick? Well, there's a macro that I'm using to get rid of this demonic circle real quick. And this is a way for me to cancel it, like especially in a battleground. It's just another thing you have to manage, which is why I don't really like it. And I have to cast it, so it just kind of slows me down for PvP. But in PvE, you're like, oh, I want to reposition that. Well, let me show you the macro for it. It's a simple cancel macro. So it says cancel aura. Since this is an aura, apparently, cancel aura / cancel aura demonic circle. And I just have it as this like little spinny thing because there's no like thing, and I have it, so I have it bound to my C key, and then I have Shift C as I remove it. Let me see if I have any other macros. I bound some of your pet abilities cannot be bound, so I have cripple bound, and so I just have / cast cripple. I have some other ones for my warrior here, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. This channel, we do a lot of PvP content. This is a PvE video. I figured I'd put it here on the channel since I've been doing some World of Warcraft stuff. I know it's not PvP related, but most of the time on this channel we're going to have PvP related stuff. Since I do some PvE content to keep my gear really good, to experience the fullness of World of Warcraft, that's why I put this here. And I thought it might be helpful to you guys. If you're new to the channel, check out some of the other videos if you like PvP. Like, subscribe, comment, and comment if you think you have a better spec. And I'll see you guys in the next chapter.